In the coming days, a member of the K-pop supergroup will report for military duty. Despite bringing billions of dollars to South Korea's economy and having adoring fans around the world, male K-pop performers still have to serve in the military. It's fueling a growing debate over whether they should be exempt. ABC's Joohee Cho has the details from Seoul.
There are juggernauts in the world of K-pop. Boy bands like NCT, ENHYPEN, EXO, and of course, BTS. They've sold millions of records and performed in front of thousands of screaming fans. Their popularity driven by the ongoing global fascination with K-pop. But all of these bands must also face one of their biggest challenges, often happening at the height of their sweeping careers. Military conscription is mandatory for all South Korean men between the ages of 18 to 28. South Korea is living under the constant threat of a nuclear-equipped neighbor, North Korea, the two still technically at war since 1950. BTS's Jin is heading to the military after delaying conscription for 2 years past the maximum age limit, thanks to a change of law designed to buy time for music groups to carry on. The other members will soon follow suit, pushing them out of the public sphere at least until 2025. That leaves their future uncertain. It's a path other groups have traveled with no guarantee fans will be waiting on the other side.
It's extremely tough because they can't really function at their peak performance that they did when they left. And it's also a question of whether the market is there for them still, which is namely their fans.
And they move on to other groups.
They move on to other groups, or they just age out of being a fan of K-pop.
But not all fans move on. One K-pop comeback success story, Super Junior, a second-generation K-pop boy band that swept the global market in 2009 by storm with the hit track, Sorry, Sorry. It took 10 years for all members to finish military duties because of their age differences.
We did what we had to do, and we are really proud of completing military service. But yes, it was really tough because we couldn't be there for our fans as one wholesome team.
Super Junior's Siwon Choi says it was a decade of uncertainty, but they used creative tactics to stay in touch with their biggest supporters.
So we try to different ways to interact with our fans, like performing in units and solos. And I also went into acting, which gave me dual jobs now.
Siwon is also a top lead actor, starring in shows like Revolutionary Love and dozens of other hit Korean and Chinese TV series and movies.
It was difficult, but I've learned a lot. I've learned so much during military service. And I have so much respect for military and police force and serve my country. It was a reminder for us that hard work pays off. We can always count on each other. So we cannot wait to work on our new project or our next project.
The extra exposure and connections with the fans may have helped. Super Junior is currently on a world tour. There are some exceptions to mandatory military service in South Korea. Distinguished fine arts performers do not have to serve, as well as athletes who earn medals. But K-pop idols don't fall in that category. Now Korean lawmakers are debating should artists like BTS and NCT also be exempted. The debate is widely divided. Lawmaker Han Gi-ho is calling for these exemption rules to be scrapped altogether with no exceptions.
지금 현재 북한이 미사일 가지고 위협을 하고 핵실험을 하고 또 포병을 가지고 위협을 하고 있는 상태에서 나라를 지켜야 될 인원들에 대해서 더 이상은 감축할 수 있는 인원이 없습니다.
In addition to safety, arguments also center around the ideas of fairness and justice.
It triggers many different nerves, so it is extremely sensitive. So people feel like it's not fair for me to have this great loss and trauma in my life if you don't go through it.
But those in favor of idol exemption include lawmaker Kimyoung-bae. He proposed a bill last September that will allow top boy band members to avoid mandatory military service.
순수 예술 분야는 42개 분야에서 이미 병역 혜택을 받고 있습니다. 그런 면에서 보면 대중문화 예술이라고 이야기되는 BTS나 이런 분들의 사회적 영향력에 비해서는 이 대중문화 예술인들이 오히려 약간 차별받고 있다 이런 이야기도 있거든요.
Recent analysis shows that K-pop generates about $10 billion for the country each year. And one study found that by 2020, BTS was contributing $3.5 billion a year to the nation's economy. That much influence can go a long way in elevating national status, image, and pride.
대한민국의 청년들이 전 세계적인 그런 문화 산업의 발전에도 상당히 기여할 수 있는 새로운 길이 창출되지 않을까 그런 기대도 있고요. 그래서 저는 우리 대한민국에게도 기회가 되고 우리 청년들의 미래에도 새로운 도전의 기회가 될 수 있다. 이런 측면을 좀 강조드리고 싶습니다.
Korean people, they respect BTS and they cherish them. They regard them as a sort of like a national treasure and a national pride. But at the same time, to continue to have that kind of status, people now understand that well, maybe it's better for them to have a military service, to finish that properly.
Both the Minister of Culture and Minister of Defense have stated that the issue of exemptions is under review and public opinion surveys will be taken into consideration. One of the ideas is to allow flexible dates of service so that all members in a group could finish their duties around the same time. The final policy decision is due by the end of the year, and until then, millions of K-pop fans are holding their breath, wondering just how long they'll have to wait to see their favorite groups on stage again.
Go K-pop.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.